What is going on, y'all, and welcome back to the channel, and thank you for joining me for some more Valheim. And today I'm going to be giving y'all 10 awesome wall designs that you can use to elevate your build today in Valheim. No mods necessary, but first, if you're new here, please do consider subscribing, and of course smashing that like button so your boy can get a little promotion, and both are greatly appreciated. And with that out the way, let's jump right into this, shall we? So first off, we have the trim wall. Now this is like a generic spin-off of a basic wall where you put down a board, and then instead of it being completely sucked into the wall or completely sitting on top of the wall, what we're gonna do is we're gonna split it right in half. So you got right about there, and you can of course play with this if you don't like how far it's sticking out, you know, so you can move it in and out. But this is where I usually set on it, and once you have a couple boards placed in there and you build your wall around, you'll be able to play with this any way you want. So there's probably like 1,000 different wall designs in this design alone, because you can kind of do whatever you want with it. I mean, imagination is the limit, you know what I mean? But of course my go-tos to this would always be like the cottage themed walls, of course, like the crosses slightly raised, or the diagonals, the 40s or the 20-degree diagonal boards. They work well, the X's, but you just have to keep in mind that whatever you're doing is going to be mirrored all the way around, so it does end up making an entire new pattern being mirrored. Like if you use the diagonals, it makes a nice woven band all the way around, ends up looking very beautiful. So this is an awesome design in together, and of course you can always stuff things in the pockets like these, which I'll get into a little more on these iron and wood walls, the way you can cover up the slots with them if placed just right. But moving on, we shall get into the wood brick walls. Now, by using the 1 meter board blocks, we can go ahead and we can split these boards in half. Now, if you didn't know, of course the pointer of your mouse is going to be splitting the block directly in half. So all you got to do is look at the seam and then line up the sides, and you should almost split it perfectly every time. It might be a little bit off, but you'll put some trim around the outside and that'll cover it up. But you just rinse and repeat this process all the way over. As you can tell, I'm kind of just splitting the end blocks right there, nothing to it, and to give you this nice, beautiful brick pattern. Now, if you were to do this all the way around on like a large building, it wouldn't be, you know, very time effective. But for a 1-story build, this was an awesome way to make a little brick cabin, you know, or if you want to do the backsplash for a fireplace or something, you know, this would be a very nice, beautiful accent wall in your home. But moving on to wall design number 3, we have the herringbone style wooden wall. So we're going to take a little 2x2 wall piece, and we're going to split it in half like so. And then we're going to take the 20-degree little wall boards right here that you would usually use just to give us some starter pieces. We'll come back and fix that up later, but we're going to take the boards and we're going to push them in just a little bit like so. And what this is going to allow is going to allow you not to kind of fully clip over the front, leaving that centerpiece intact and not all like clipped and mangled up, which there might be a few, but as long as we kind of get most of them pushed in, it comes out looking pretty good like so. And to be able to get these bottom boards right here, you're gonna have to either dig a hole or knock out some floorboards to be able to get to them, because you got to get to the underside of that board to get to the snap point we want. And of course this is all control click. I didn't say, but I just hope you assumed. So now working back up top, we're gonna knock those out. We're gonna take just a board and stick it in here like so, and then we can come back with the little like 1x1 wall boards like that and fill in this very small hole up here. And now we'll have a solid herringbone wall. Now this one's beautiful. It does make the nice, awesome like diamond band all the way around if you use it. A little time intensive, but a very nice payoff in the end, of course, for you if you decide to go that route. But now moving on to some core wood wall builds. First off, we're going to do a regular wood, core wood banded wall. So by using these core wood boards, we're going to open ourselves up to having the 1 meter snap points. So we're going to go core wood, regular wood, core wood, regular wood, all the way up. And it's going to give us this nice double banded feel, which they do this in real life, you know, where they alternate between core and wood. So this is a nice effect. It can give you a little change up if you're seeing too many wooden walls around and you don't want to go the full log cabin style. So that's another beautiful wall design right there. So which leads us right, of course, to the next wall. Gonna have to be log cabin. Boom. Very easy to do, very fast, very beautiful. You see a lot of log cabin designs. So moving on next, we cannot forget that you can also do the herringbone with the core wood as well, which gives you a very defined band when it comes to like the entire structure, because the core wood being round, it just kind of sticks out more with the shadows. So when you use these, it makes a beautiful pattern around your build. So let's not forget that one right there. And it's a little easier to do than the wooden wall one, since it has the 1 meter snap points being core wood, but I think the wood wall looks a little better in my opinion. But moving into stone, we have of course now the checkered striped wall. So we're going to do the stone floor, and then we're going to alternate between the stone wall 1x2. So as you can see right there, and now we're just going to layer it on top using of course the given snap points. We're not going to have to do much splitting right here, it just kind of all lays out in front of us. But by alternating every other one, this is going to allow us to have a nice little checkered pattern. So there we go, like that. Boom, boom. And in the end, as it gets taller, it's going to have nice long streaks of checkered stone wall in between the stone floor. And it won't just be some plain Jane, you know, straight solid stone gravel looking wall. And the larger this is, the more you'll be able to appreciate it too, because when you're just working with one single wall piece, you can't really fully appreciate the full length of the pattern, like I've been saying with all these, because you gotta imagine it going around an entire build, and it'll mirror, and the pattern will begin to build off of itself. So that is another beautiful wall. But moving on to the next one, we have the stone brick floor wall. So we're doing the same thing we did with the wood brick wall. We're gonna come off the top just like that, look right at the crease, split it, and there you have it. Just keep building it like so. And then for the end pieces, if you're ending it, of course you just gotta look at whatever you just tuck the end in. But once you get the hang of it, you know what I mean, you start rolling, you get used to it, and you'll get really good at it really fast. And if you did an entire build with bricklaying, you would be a bricklaying master at the end of it. But moving on to the iron and wood wall. So by starters, we're going to set down some iron walls, and we're going to put the vertical pieces facing outward, and we're going to cover up the horizontal parts of the iron wall with a piece of wood. So if you look at the top of the board, you can tell that I'm eating into the iron cage, like the iron vertical bars, and that's how I'm judging how much to go in. Because if I'm covering up any of the vertical, then I know the horizontal is covered up. So once you have your snap points down, then you can just come right off of your iron. Make sure you grab the right snap point, and then for each piece, and boom, there you have it. Beautiful iron inlaid walls covering up the planks perfectly. And the best thing about this is that you can come back with the 1x1 iron cage walls and lay them right over it on those snap points. And this is how you can get your windows. Boom, and keep your wall pattern. You don't have to worry about a whole bunch of nasty, messy clipping, but you do have to go with square windows, unfortunately, which isn't that bad to keep an awesome wall pattern like that. And you can do this with the horizontal bars of the iron cage as well, but there's just a little more clipping than there would be with the vertical bars on the iron cage, just because the horizontal bars aren't as big and don't stick out as far. But hey, if you made it this far, don't forget to hit that like button for me and subscribe if you're not already, as I am always putting out Valheim content. And I appreciate you folks stopping by and checking out the video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.